Era reproducir. Campaña. Vale, no sé en dónde quedé. No me acuerdo cómo jugar. Aló, ¿cómo se hacía esto? Que hace como que las cosas empiezan terrible rápido y entro en pánico, güey. Me pica la... Tiene caleta de contenido esta wea de juego. Ya 232, excelencia. Excelencia, el silencio. Nadie me llama, excelente. Vamos a poner negro inspirado. Comprar este, pero déjame poner la wea. Oye, esta wea ahí. Yeah, fuck. Todo. Ok. Advanced presentation. No sé, de proyecto y flandón. Ah, solo hay dos. Hay solo hay tres, what the fuck. Ok, ese es el tercero. Ok. Ok.
Jenny. I'm sorry, Kath, you're gonna have to leave.
Letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded me.
10 seconds, everybody.
I thought we were all part of a team these days.
Things are better, Jeremy, you know that. Just stop being so high and
5,
mighty and do your job.
4,
You'll have me fired
3.
Don't tempt me. Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes.
Hello.
Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing,
Okay.
and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
What are your reaction to the sanctions?
Well, it's fucking outrageous. My mom needs insulin. Am I supposed to get a transition?
Ok, siento que me cambiaron las cosas y no me acuerdo cómo era. Como lo...
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support.
Ok.
We do not recognize these sanctions.
Bajar esto para que me
And we
estresa.
encourage other
Escucharlo
social
desfasado.
nations of the world to both resist
Ajá.
and ignore them. Advance have struck fear into the heart of the international community by showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many.
Ok.
And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient.
Ya.
We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance? Robin Short found out.
Hi there. Robin Short.
No entiendo qué hace esa cara en ese
I was
momento.
wondering if I could get your thoughts on
Como
the
que-
current government.
I'm not really very interested in politics, really. As Mother always said, leave politics to the politicians, Malcolm.
A Flard Day's night. Following the release of the Flardmaster 5000, production of Flards are at an all-time high, requiring the new manufacturing facility in Grizzleford to move to 24-hour-a-day production.
With people finding more and more uses for the ever-versatile Flard, the team at Remington Cyst certainly have their hands full keeping up with demand.
So,
Okay.
is there anything better than a handful of Flards? We asked Patrick to find out. Patrick?
Do you have an opinion of Flards at all?
Oh my god, I love Flards. Isn't everyone?
Como que no me está sirviendo nada esto. What the
Remember when
fuck?
we didn't have Flards and we had to rely on words. Oh, I'd never go back.
A momentary lapse of reason, commuters across the capital found themselves somewhat bemused by the latest stunt by controversial protest group Disrupt.
In a baffling start to the day, commuters found performers outside every major station, all dressed and posed identically. Whether we're supposed to be amused or intimidated is anybody's guess, Jeremy, but most commuters didn't even stop to notice.
Well, as long as it's not some grand contemporary dance, it's probably harmless.
But how do we all feel about Disrupt
Okay.
and their eclectic tactics? Robin found out.
Do you have any feelings about Disrupt?
It's all a bit noisy for me, really. As Mother always said,
Tu mamá.
leave the rebelling to the rebels, Malcolm.
O sea, deja todo para lo que sea. No hagáis nada.
Provided doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sforsborg and Horgensford today sent an intriguing blueprint to the surface for a simple solution to their increasingly isolationist communities.
In an accompanying statement, the pair reported that the current system of a dotted line painted on the floor has proven unreliable, especially after a few drinks.
But how should we feel about sending construction materials to this disparate community? Patrick Bannon again.
Me supongo que... Bueno, aparece por una décima.
Yeah, don't worry, they're going to cut all this, aren't they? It's disgusting. Christ.
La cantidad de actores que le pagaron para hacer este juego, güey.
Christ, have you thought about quitting smoking?
Right. No, I'm fine now.
Okay.
Puta, pero está para cagar la señora.
The trapped scientists.
Oh, yeah, right. I really care.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I am not a member. Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks, and, rightfully, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you...
No sé, lo voy a poner feliz porque yo lo...
Team membership cards.
Team membership cards.
Weón, qué wea.
Fantastic. I'm applying today. I mean, why
No
wouldn't
entiendo
you?
eso. Screamer,
What are
güey.
these protesters doing? They don't want us to know who their names are. Besides, have you seen the savings you can get? I'm getting one for the little one as well.
Oh, how adorable.
Yeah. Gonna be a proper little teamer, aren't you? Yes. He smiled.
And finally tonight, back of the net, popular sports personality Johnny Hansleaves and his fiancée Tiffany Lamour were spotted out today doing a little shopping for what many are already calling the greatest wedding ever.
We can only assume that Tiffany's latest show, My Teenage Secretions, has sold better than expected, as by the looks of things, the whole affair's about to become more expensive than Little C's shoe collection.
I don't know who that is.
But what should your opinion be of this extravagant display of wealth?
Oh my god, fantastic!
Wise words there.
Later tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy.
O sea, no hablo mucho porque, hermano, es demasiado texto y esta gente habla, entonces...
And then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly
News.
Bueno, la presentación culia es súper tonta, güey. Y ahora sí puedo hacerlo normal.
First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal
Las
sanctions
sanciones
be
a...
imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel, and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
What the
Tonight,
fuck?
we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation. For advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lamfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
Oh, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
Great pleasure.
Hola.
You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard of labor camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive
What?
prostitute. In my country, you may be worshipped as a god.
Okay.
Minister, as
Pero,
we
weón,
agree
señor,
strongly
caballero.
for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Vance is like man who think he a big career in movies land, when actually he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
Haha.
Clearly not from Svenland, then. We have like some of the cleanest mental health care facilities in the continent, yeah.
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk.
The sex appeal.
Sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
The sex appeal, what the
We don't
fuck?
use things like socially divisive surnames.
Qué estúpido.
Minister?
It's just Björk, yeah.
Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fact.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole, like, vote thing, yeah? But it's actually the festival of Fureland here.
Yay.
We honor the old generations. So, like, we all had to look our grandparents clean, yeah, whilst the vote was happening. And that's, like, a really, really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like sissy man. You have this expression, sissy man.
Oye, la wea.
With tiny penis who like to wash
¿Y
more
por
than
qué?
once a week.
Actually, that's quite homophobic, yeah,
Oh,
because...
stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always win.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more
Good.
publicly, the better.
Yay.
You're like man with tiny penis.
¿Qué le pasa a este hombre con los penes
Tiny
pequeños, güey?
penis. But actually, he discovered that. Oh, could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing,
Penes pequeños,
they'll
quizás.
notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolves at the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. It can join others on my wall.
Okay.
Actually, in Svenland, we have, like, serious animal welfare legislation. And, like, my friend Helga, she got arrested, yeah, for killing a butterfly that was hovering over her fuel thing. I mean,
¿Cómo se dice? ¿Ah?
jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. She was a right cracker too.
What?
What became of her?
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
That's human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Una reunión.
I'm not sure.
¿Por qué
about that.
chucha?
I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, yeah?
Peter, you're like man trying to empty ashes.
Me decía el pene pequeño, te pego.
Into oncoming vein. Soon you have
Me cago en todo.
penis and beers full of secrets.
In Svenland, we don't really go into all that restricted monogamy stuff here. We're kind of fluid, actually.
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and power
Possible shortages and power outages.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Beard?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid really arguing about outdated divisive concepts like money. In Svenland, we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1970s.
De fluidos corporales.
Thank you, Minister Votovich.
Your country is like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant Newton here
What?
bear. And really, he just standing in field
Holding his tiny penis, yes. Thank you, Minister.
Sí, gracias.
Finally, Prime
Gracias.
Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't be afraid. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way, and we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few toilets.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
We'll be back
after these messages.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter, I over your way this weekend. You fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure.
Pero ¿por qué? ¿Pero qué está pasando, güey?
Vote for me.
She's out of your
Ajá.
league, mate.
Thank you for the correction.
Well, you have to be more careful.
It's all part of his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6 in front of the nation.
Can someone warn him it's going a little too well?
Pero es que, güey, en serio. What?
Keep an eye out for the advanced blue waveform.
Ok, lo ando sur las dos. Acá se va a leer a media.
Are you still meant to bow to foreign royalty?
What?
Should I just like curtsy?
Hang on. Have they given you the Crown Prince report?
¿Qué tenía que haber reiniciado?
Well,
Meghan?
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
¿Qué pasó, güey?
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man.
Spot on.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not going to ask me about the chimp, are you?
5 in 10 seconds.
So he put that get up on himself.
¿A quién tengo que poner?
Going in 5, 4, 3.
welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an
Okay.
exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about.
Yay, de nuevo cosa de
But
ritmo.
first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus!
La guarda mala para poner la cámara,
It's a
weón.
real honor to be here on your show, the news. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to
Se llama Jesus, me acabo de dar
I
cuenta.
don't like to dwell on it.
I understand you.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was
¿Cómo, weón? Los donó la mamá. Ay, no creo que de caridad, what the fuck.
pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale.
Pero, weón.
What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Well, like I said, I try not to
Maybe that
talk
was
about
all.
it. It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
What?
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually,
But go get-
homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Bruh.
Yeah, nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
Supongo.
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Yeah. I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Supongo.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
I don't know. But if people are taking something from my music,
Puta que tengo
value it,
calor,
buy
weón.
it, who's to say
Nada que
I
lo
don't?
está
No
hablando.
one can take that away from me.
Okay.
Not even to help, say, vulnerable children? Mr. Cheese Slice?
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
Or
like,
maybe it's hereditary.
stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy.
Es familia.
I let the music speak for itself, and the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more
Yay,
pleasant for me
musical.
than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh no, I'm gonna do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah, you love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song.
¿Qué está pasando, wey?
It's Jesus.
Jesus.
First, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel the elation from your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julie H require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious.
No le que se debe cerrar eso, güey.
Love the fruits of my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the press of the wave. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this, I'm gonna stain it red. Gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job, he's unfit. But it's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley, the ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty, the ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation, the ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good.
¿Sabes qué? La estupidez parece tonto.
We're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our.
Parece tonto, pero el coso de ritmo no es tan fácil como digamos, sobre todo si tenéis que estar pendiente que el weón no diga eso.
Slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Can't just storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets. Set a fire in the building, let them feel some fucking heat. Take your hate to go getters, no squilling bed getters, and burn them on the powers of advances fucking letters. Gonna take this facts, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team. And advances, little dances aren't as harmless as it seems. Cause they're stale and corrupt, then your anger erupt. Then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
Puta madre, weón.
Jay's us there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Back.
Bueno, lo tengo hasta tope de gente audio, así que vale.
I might not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
Sorry.
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on
Yo solo traté de
unbiased and independent
censurar.
outside
Bueno, intenté solamente censurar la parte en rojo.
We'll never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there, sorry.
Esto es lo que hay, pues.
Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing our culture spot. Coming up.
Oye, una persona que no tiene ritmo, para esa wea explota. Porque hasta a mí me costó.
We'll be right back after this.
That's the ad.
Just a reminder. Fixing that old VCR.
No, this is ridiculous.
Send a new tape. How's that break?
A mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to.
¿Dónde está la...?
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand. This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
Ay, ¿cómo chucha meto la otra, weón? Allí se puso no, what the fuck. Ok, supongo que la va a estar bien. Así que puso otra. No lo voy a reiniciar, creo que está bien. Tengo a toda la gente así.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, shut up, stop it.
Look at him.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more. Say no more.
Megan, Jeremy, you remember Mr. Algebra?
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Raiden.
What?
Philippa, please.
You're back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
Okay.
Order demon.
Yes, it is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1.
Try.
Welcome back.
Hola.
No, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by National Treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Rayton, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me.
Bloody love.
It's about my life.
Excelente.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right,
¿Qué es toda esta gente, güey?
Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, yeah, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation?
Sé que este país está lleno de weones.
In these desperate times.
What did you say?
Yeah, right,
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Buen punto.
After the success of my debut work and all the people that I
Este creo que ya lo vimos anteriormente. Este ser.
career in theatre, yeah?
Ah,
I've
verdad.
always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you
Good.
do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It
Okay.
like, really get into the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around...
Perdón, de verdad que si no hablo es porque estoy tratando de comprender toda la estupidez que dice esta gente.
as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come
Oh
to
Dios
my
santo,
graduation.
qué terrible esto.
Back, demon! Back to the hells!
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful
What the fuck?
godforsaken soap opera, or God forbid, a pantomime. But you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Siento que todo. What?
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you
¿Qué aportas tú?
Good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
Pero bueno.
You'll never take the sacred pass!
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, was actually a lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ!
Oye, está bueno el dragón.
So you do this every night?
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death.
What?
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
So much for coming. Next
Puta,
time,
yo lo vi,
no
güey.
doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
¿Qué está pasando, güey? Jeremy los odia a todos, güey. Pero es que los odia a todos. Ha recibido una bonificación generosa, dinero actual, muchas vacaciones. ¡Yay! Y ahora hay poco que no puedas permitirte. Excelente. Oh, bajé en esto, no sé qué era, pero bajé en esto. Continuar. Continuar. Ok. La villana que tiene el canal 1 sobre ti importa. La conocerás después de cada emisión. Ok. Ya 232. Una escalera que merece la pena subir. ¡Ey! Modo personal. Es una tarde de domingo veraniega y tranquila. Sam y tú estáis aprovechando el tiempo ahora que los niños no están en casa. Al salir de la alacena te pegas un buen golpe en la cabeza mientras llevas las dos últimas porciones de tarta casera. Excelente. Todo era mucho más fácil cuando podíais guardar las cosas en la despensa. Sam y tú no soléis gozar la oportunidad de acabar los dulces de la casa, así que sabréis hasta el último segundo. De repente, justo cuando te acaba el último trozo, oye la puerta de la entrada cerrar el golpe. Seguro que echarle vuelta a los emprendedores. Le oyes ir en vuestra búsqueda en toda velocidad y en cuanto se encuentra ves la sonrisa que dio la oreja. ¡Traigo un pedazo de notición! Sam y tú lo seguís el rollo sin levantar y con una gota de ansiedad en el cuerpo. ¿Os lo cuento? Pregunta Charlie. Sam y tú sentís con ganas. Hace una floritura para enseñaros la placa nueva que tiene en el bolsillo y os la presenta para que le echéis un vistazo mientras dice: a partir de hoy soy miembro de la primera línea de cadetes de cohesión. Voy a hacer muchas cosas y me toca currar algunos findes, pero mola un montón. Sam le da una hora a Charlie, pero tú no puedes evitar frustrarte como cambiar la defensa. Sam y tú lo ves sonreír a vuestro chiquillo. Es alegría que esté contento y que le vaya bien. No me gusta el hecho de que sea milico, pero supongo que es milico. Pero bueno, si le gusta. Supongo. Una niña mayor. Siempre habéis cenado en familia cuando hay algún evento importante y esta noche no es la excepción. Incluso has invitado a Chris para ofrecerle una bandera blanca. ¿O lo invitó Sam? Sí, eso parece. Va a ser la última vez que estéis. Chris era el hermano de Sam que no le quisimos prestar pasaporte. Va a ser la última vez que estéis todos juntos durante una temporada, pero ahora no te has peleado con Chris ni con Susie por política y Sam te lo agradece de sobremanera. Susie está tanto tiempo con su novio últimamente que es como si apenas pasara por la casa. Con la de tiempo de que pasan juntos los dos solo últimamente te ha sorprendido bastante que Susie y Satch propongan una cena familiar para pasar la noche. Él y Chris siempre se han llevado a maravilla, ¿te gusta o no? Y evidentemente Susie jamás haría algo malo con tu madre presente, así que hay un ambiente bastante alegre a pesar de que estéis como una lata de sardina. Le otra maravilla y disfrutar el momento. Sat y tú siempre habéis tenido opiniones dispares con la teoría de política. Tú no compartes sus inclinaciones de disrupción, pero tienes que admitir que a veces sí que tienes razón con la del gobierno. Aún así lo que importa es que hace feliz a Susie. Susie se pone de pie y si desea conversar darle un golpecito a la copa de la cuchara. Tenemos algo que anunciar. Hermano, o está embarazada o se van a casar. Por sorpresa, espérate el corazón que sea buena noticia. No quiero daros el discurso del rey ni mucho menos, pero queríamos que estuviéramos todos juntos para contárselos. Espera que los tiros no vayan por donde te crees que van a ir. Sachi y yo nos vamos a vivir juntos. Anuncia Susie acompañada de un coro cuando casas de Victoria la sala. Bueno, por ahora me iré a vivir a su estudio hasta que encontremos un sitio para ambos. Continúa Susie, que está bastante animada a contarlos a todos. Cállate, Susie, lo malo era un montón por ti. ¿En serio te vas a mudar con él? ¿Con eso? No, para el frente de eso se habla después, pues. Si no te gusta el cabro, se habla después. Qué buena noticia. Susie te sonríe cuando Sam se gira hacia ahí y suelta. Oye, hablando de los pisitos que estoy mirando. La sala se llena de parloteo y risa. Te alegra ver a tu hija contenta. Ha llegado la hora de que Susie y Sach se vayan a su nuevo hogar. Mientras Sam y tú salís por la tarde, ellos empezaron a llevarse las cosas de Susie para darles una sorpresa. Las sonrisas fueron acompañadas de algunas que otra lágrima cuando despedí de ellos. Hasta Chris se ha portado sorprendentemente bien toda la noche. Seguro que saldrá todo bien. Cierran la puerta de la entrada y Sam se va al piso de arriba. Al ver que no vuelvas en su busca y descubres que está en el suelo la habitación vacía de Susie. Te deslizas por la nave para dejarte caer en el suelo y te sientas a su lado y después de la rodeas con los hombros. Le rodeas los hombros con el brazo. La gente tiene que crecer. ¿Es lo que hay? Una señal de lo que no se espera. Ir de compras era algo bastante tedioso antes de las sanciones, pero ahora es incluso peor. Has conseguido comprar todo lo que necesitas esta noche para la familia, pero tendrás que volver mañana porque te es suficiente para la semana entera. Hay cola para salir del aparcamiento, pero cuesta averiguar el motivo con lo oscuro que está todo. Esperas a lo que lo que provoca no dure demasiado. Cuando se va el último coche que tiene adelante, te percatas de que la cola se debe a un puesto de control que hay en la salida. Un hombre de aspecto amable que lleva un uniforme advanced adornado con ACC. Por aquí y por allá se acerca a tu coche y te ubica la ventanilla en la correa. Baja la ventanilla. El conductor. Buenas noches. No se preocupe. ¿Podría ser la tarjeta de miembro del equipo, por favor? No se supone que lo de tener la tarjeta era algo voluntario. Lo siento, no tengo. No te preocupes, tengo aquí un formulario y nos encantaría hacer el registro. El hombre señala a la compañera que tiene tras él, una joven con un uniforme parecido. Es evidente que se ha quedado con la peor parte y le toca hacer todo el papeleo. Pues supongo que eso era ella que está acá. Creí que no era obligatorio tener la tarjeta. No es obligatorio tenerla, no, pero es que la tarjeta cuenta con una gran variedad de beneficios y no hay motivo para no tenerla. La sonrisa que tiene plasmada en el rostro se desvanece un poco y cuando se pone a rascarse la nuca se inclina su tía haciendo que su presencia sea un poco imponente. Tienes razón, hazme el papeleo. No, gracias. Es que ahora no me interesa. No sé cómo seguirlo. Es que siento que si digo que no, me van a medio obligar igual. En algún punto va a ser obligatoria la wea. Ya, hazme el papel a la mierda. Vamos a hacer que la... Que no haga la wea. Le hace objeto a su compañero para que se acerque y la chica anota tus datos personales, expediente laboral y los mismos datos de la familia. Te piden bastante más cosas de las que esperaba y te sorprende mucho el nivel de detalle que necesitan. Ahora sí, pasó unos minutos acá del papel y te vas con la promesa de que pronto te dará su propia tarjeta de miembro del equipo. Así no tendrás que volver a hacer la cola. Vale, todo en orden, muchas gracias. No se olvide echarle una hoja a la lotería del equipo que empezará pronto. Podría ganar un montón de beneficios. Que tenga un buen día. El hombre da un golpecito al capó del coche sin dejar de sonreír y se pide a ti. Te dan permiso solo por tener la tarjeta vaya pasada. O sea, que ahora es obligatorio tenerla. O sea, porque si no, no te dejan pasar, po. Joder. Una habitación que es mejor ignorar. Es sábado, uno de tus pocos días libres y lo vas a aprovechar al máximo. Pero a medida que llega a tarde, ves como la habitación de Benevera te dedica una mirada acusatoria. La gala del Canal 1 es un evento de trabajo obligatorio, te dijo Busman sin pensarlo dos veces. No se te ocurra llegar tarde. Te agradezco que no te arriesgas a enfrentarte a ir a Guamatía, que ya te has perdido tu universidad este año, así que no vas a renunciar a otro sábado. Ya, me voy a quedar. Que Dios no ampare, no me voy a quedar. A Batman no le va a hacer ninguna gracia, pero es una persona que no se alegraría ni aunque la nombraran rey del mismo día que ganará la lotería. Pero eso no es tu problema, o ahora mismo no. Te mereces tiempo libre y lo vas a aprovechar como Dios manda. Cargará con la consecuencia tuyo del lunes. Supongo. Me van a pipiar. Si ya la cagué una vez con la universidad obligatoria ir a una gala de mierda, no. No es como el otro que era el trabajo. Literalmente tenías que hacer unas cosas. Hoy es una gala, Julia. What? Ahora, ¿cómo manda a papiar? Vale. Sí. What?
Also, that the salami sandwich in the fridge is mine and mine alone.
Bueno.
Bozeman out.
I'm sweating like Peter Clement in an off-license here.
Okay.
We're working on it.
What, you've got someone to hose down the sun, have you?
Yes, they just...
Por si acaso lo voy a tener ahí porque yo la calor.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely thought you'd be in a better mood today. She's not even here.
Yes, but he is. Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here to keep us safe from people like Disrupt.
More like keep us in line. I hate guns. Give me the willies.
Pero
10
bueno.
seconds, everybody.
So, we've got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you? Going in 5, 4,
Por si acaso voy a tener esta guacha. Ahí.
Good evening,
Hola.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Siege mentality. The World Council today established a military blockade to enforce the unjust and punitive sanctions now entering their 10th week.
Prácticamente lo mismo,
In
weón.
a statement from team headquarters a short time ago, Prime Minister Julia Salisbury issued a commanding response to this unprovoked escalation.
Ever since these illegal sanctions were imposed, we have gratefully relied upon trade and aid from our worldwide friends who, like us, refuse to recognize their legitimacy.
Okay.
Today's escalation, however, is nothing short of an act of war. We call upon our international allies to condemn this blockade absolutely, and we warn aggressors to this country that we are neither meek nor defenseless.
Okay.
Three's a crowd. It seems the celebrity wedding of the decade might have been a touch busier than expected. In a photo leaked today, it appears the union of football star Johnny Hamsleeves and his bride, Tiffany Lamore, may have had a few uninvited guests. Scores of drunken
Excelente.
revelers gate-crashed the star-studded celebrations and seemingly caused something of a stir. The group swarmed the dance floor in what one onlooker called a conga of shame. At least 3 people were taken to hospital with injuries described as bouquet-related. In it to win it,
Okay.
exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a new monthly prize draw for all team membership card holders.
Yay,
Every
tarjeta.
month, lucky winners from across the country will be picked at random to receive what Team HQ are describing as unique prizes worth more than money used to be. Take-up on the scheme has been much higher than expected, and if this lucky winner's delighted face is anything to go by, it
Yay.
looks like pretty soon everyone's going to have one. Kiss me, Flardy. The nation's favourite all-rounder, the humble Flard, has risen to new heights today after a surprise announcement. The news that Flard fans all over the territory have been waiting for is finally here. In a statement met with universal delight, Remington's Fist unveiled the next chapter for that faithful family favourite, the Flard. Advance have come to a deal with the manufacturer,
Yay.
reportedly for a whopping 4 million units, and have been named the territory's official Flard supplier. Sophia Remington, seen here sealing the deal, marked the occasion by releasing 14 Flards into the sky as a symbol of peace and prosperity. Bad foundations. The trapped inhabitants of Dante's Taint are under new management today as the stranded scientists seek to secure themselves a subterranean future. With initial plans for the war having to be abandoned after supplies received from the service were found to be insufficient, a new subset of scientists has overthrown Doctors Wong and Swarsborg and Horgensford who intend to take the project in a new direction. The new leadership, who seized power through a mixture of shouting and being really mean, have a propensity for discipline, hard work, and excessive leather.
Excelente.
Life during wartime. As if we didn't have enough aggressors on our borders, internal problems are growing for the government as radical activist group Disrupt caused chaos in Parliament Park last night. Scuffles broke out after the protest, resulting in multiple arrests and the injury of 3 community cohesion officers.
Ay, excelente.
Advance have yet to comment. As grassroots support for the movement grows rapidly, especially in those areas Advance have not yet been able to fully regenerate, people across the country are starting to fear a return to the bad old days of inequality, division, and multiple television shows about buying houses. All this, and I'll be talking to some people with fascinating medical conditions, as well as one of the contenders in this year's Feline Football Championship, and her proud owner. That's all up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Yay. Puede ser época de control, especie de mapa igual, no peleé ahora. Weón, La ola de calor está asquerosa. Afuera.
But first tonight, our team of correspondents has been dispatched to every corner of the country to see how the people of this great nation of ours are coping with this unprecedented hot weather. First, let's go to Megan Wolf in Shining-on-Sea to see what this scientific community has to say. Megan, how's the weather there?
It's absolutely glorious, Jeremy. Thank you for asking. I'm here with Dr. Anna Burns of the University of Princeford. Are you enjoying the weather as much as I am?
No sé qué está pasando, pero jaja.
Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? My eyelids are sweating.
And you're part of a team
Te puedes sudar la barba.
into just what's causing this unbelievable heat. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, we want to be able to reassure the public once and for all that there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
En cualquier momento me va a explotar algo acá. Voy a hacer algo.
You sound very confident about that.
Oh, very much so. I can say without any hesitation, there's really no cause for any concern here. I've actually left my car running.
So tell us about this.
¿Qué le pasa, weón? ¿Cómo déjalo? Va a estar recagado cuando se meta. Entra al auto.
And we take all that and we feed it into this state-of-the-art computer, and very soon we'll be getting a high-tech readout of the results.
Blimey, that sounds very fancy.
I should just say, none of this would be possible without the generous support of Rivington's Fist. This is all
Se lo tira acá, por mano.
unrivaled investment in our future, and may I just say, complimentary personal anecdote. Oh, here we go. And, as expected, everything is absolutely fucked. Hang on. This can't be right.
Right, but obviously...
Vamos a morir, weón.
that everything is absolutely fine, so...
Well, actually, under concern level, it just says, "Why, God, why?"
We should
Right,
be
God, why?
celebrating these wonderful results, I think.
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40 years.
You look thirsty.
Here it just says, shit.
Look at you. This is meant to be a celebration. Can't go around looking like that.
Shit,
there you go.
shit,
Much
shit.
better. Can I just say thank you again to Sophia Remington for providing all of this.
Everyone, we don't have long. Time is running out.
It's running out. Absolutely right. That is all we have time for.
Abandon hope and return to the forest.
Ay, joder,
I'd like to thank Dr. Burns for just one opinion on the climate.
The sea will reclaim us all.
Probablemente.
There you have it, Jeremy. Proof, if proof be need be, that everything is just fine. I'm Megan Wolf, here with science. Back to you.
Megan Wolf there, attempting to do some actual news. Next, heads over to Robin Short, who's in Scritchford with some of the winners of this week's team membership lottery. Robin?
Thanks, Jeremy.
Hey.
I'm here in Scritchford with Gary Failsafe, a janitor at the local school, and Amelia Jackhammer, an aspiring
También estoy cagada de calor, igual que ellos,
Most of you
la
were
verdad.
born at
Estoy hecha
random
mierda de
from
calor.
those who hold team membership cards to receive this week's amazing prize. How do you feel?
Filled with fervent euphoria.
Yeah.
Esta gente está demasiado abrigada para lo que...
Had to do was fill in a quick form or two.
Wow, that sounds so convenient. But we're all dying to know, what have you won?
That's right, Robin. I've won dinner with Julius Salisbury at one of the capital's top restaurants.
Ooh, swanky.
And I've been invited to Peter Clement's house to help him dredge the gutter.
Cool.
That's absolutely terrific. You must both be over the moon.
I've written a poem about it.
So, can you tell me about the moment when you first heard the news?
Well,
¿Por qué hace poemas sobre ganarse una wea? What the fuck?
one of the sixth formers, when the headmaster came and found me.
I was involved in a similarly brutal conflict with a particularly arduous stanza.
So you were both polishing turds?
No, I don't like to polish them. I like to keep them intact for my collection.
Oh. How unexpected.
What?
I don't polish turds. I write poetry.
Potato, potato. So Gary...
Do you think Peter Clement's going to let me keep the contents of his downpipe?
There's no
Asco.
harm in asking, I suppose.
Would you like to hear one?
No, thank you. Gary, when you signed up for team membership, was it in hopes of winning the lottery, or were there other reasons?
I like a flutter, of course, but no, the boss said I had to sign up to keep coming into school.
Very sensible. It's important to know who we're trusting around our children.
Oh, I have an
Supongo que sí.
unpublished book of sonnets about children. Perhaps
Que no.
No.
Or an anthology of haikus on the death of innocence.
I'd rather hear about Gary's turd collection.
Really? I thought you might say that.
Oh. Oh.
Are you all right?
Yes, it's coming.
¿Qué cosa?
It's inspiration and it's delicious.
Ojalá va a llegar a ser inspiración, güey.
Today on the show there's no news. Just a man who keeps multiple poos.
Yeah, this big one's my favourite. See how it's
Oh, Dios.
really lovely texture.
¿Y cómo chucha lo tiene Andy acá?
Would you encourage other people to enter for their chance to win?
If it's colour you're looking for, take a gander at old Blue Eyes here.
The national news lost its way when it covered some crap on a tray.
Some of these are quite rare.
Maybe that was unfair.
And that's all we have time for today.
Nos vamos a la
Thank
mierda.
you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Robin. What a lucky pair they are. And finally in this segment, it's over to Patrick Bannon, who's gone to the smelliest town in the country.
Dios, estoy muerta de calor. Yo
Discover
también
how
estoy
unprecedented
cagadísima de
weather
calor.
is affecting the locals. Patrick?
Hello there, Jeremy.
Hola.
Oh, yes, I'm here live in Grizzleford, which has recently voted the smelliest town in the country. And I have to say that, you know, in this heat, the smell really is. I mean, it's something else. Barry Lardons, mate, you've lived here your whole life. How'd you put up with the stink?
Well, we're just all very proud of our
Oh,
achievements, to be
calor.
honest with you. You can tell that, look at him, proud as punch.
Yay.
Do
Está
you know
pasada
what it's
mierda.
like, son, being the second smelliest town? No, I don't. Living in the shadow of Arseminster. Oh, smug fucks. But who's laughing now, eh?
So what, not me, that's for sure. So what happened, mate?
Right, the good people from Remington's Fist came in and saved the day with their factory.
You're talking, of course, about the newly built flour factory.
Yeah, they gave us this big presentation on jobs and growth. But as soon as we heard about the stench, we paid them whatever they wanted to put it here.
What?
Does the stink not affect your life in every way, Barry? I mean, perhaps if you're filling in a tax return or completing the physical act of love.
It's strong at first, but you get used to it after several weeks of your first bout of sickness. The judges were very impressed.
Cool.
Sickness.
Oh, that's nothing to worry about. It takes a few minutes before you develop any symptoms. Now, folk are saying something about the production line and how they dump carcasses directly into the waterway. But probably a few valves on the high street.
On the high street? Should I see a doctor? What are the symptoms?
Well, the first one is asking stupid questions. Then folk experience a loss of inhibition.
Fuck off, do they? When was the last time you brushed your teeth, you stinking old tramp?
Next according is a period of randomly bursting into
What?
song, followed immediately by delusions of grandeur.
Oh, that's not really a problem. It was sung of my life. Hello, it's sexy Patrick Bannon, and he's wearing sexy shorts now. Oh my God, look at me. I'm like a stallion. I'm gorgeous. Why didn't you tell me?
Soy hermoso.
I should take my shirt off. You know what? I'll even let you touch me if you want.
That will be the bout of undeserved self.
Pero, weón.
Love the Bannon. Feel the Bannon. Oh man, what's the point?
And the ennui. All that's left now are the hallucinations.
¿Por qué siempre le pasa a todo este hombre?
Nana Dottie? Was that you? Why are you made out of elbows? You know I don't eat opinions.
Oh, don't worry, folks. Once he wakes up, he'll be just fine. We'll just find a place to stick him where it won't matter how many times he evacuates his
Qué
bowels.
asquerosidad más grande.
Right, that's all here from Grizzleford, a town that's really making.
Oh, qué calor, qué calorosa acá ya.
Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Barry. With a naval blockade being set up around our coastline as we speak, when we come back, I'll be talking to 3 members of the general public who appear to be here purely for medical reasons. Don't go away. Unless, of course, you've got something better to do. We'll be back after these messages.
This next section features a potentially controversial guest.
Okay.
Request some censorship if he goes too off topic. You've done a great job so far, keeping everyone happy, so let's keep up the good work.
And I can't do this anymore.
You say this every Friday.
I've done something.
What do you mean? Jeremy?
¿Qué pasó, güey?
My mighty story.
Para ser de lo que amas. Yay. Creo que la mayoría tiene amas. Ya después de esta parte del noticiero, o me voy a otra cosa o me voy a la chucha. Reinicia a... No, ¿para qué? ¿Para qué voy a reiniciar?
That's what I'm talking about? Cat football? We should be doing an interview with the War Minister, or a report from Grantham Downs. Even the weather will be more fucking relevant than this.
Jeremy, please, just breathe. It's just something light to keep people's minds off things.
Exactly, which is wrong. People's minds should be very much on things.
Bueno, sí.
So fucking hot.
Please take
Hace muchísimo calor, si es verdad, yo también tengo calor.
I can't do this anymore, Jenny. I've had enough.
Concuerdo con el Cairo.
10 seconds. Get over yourself, Jeremy. Why don't you stop feeling sorry for yourself for 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, your host, Jeremy Donaldson. Later, we'll be talking to the captain of the territory's first cat football team.
Para gato.
But first, I'm joined by 3 guests with some balmy bodily behaviors. Joining me is a woman who's been hiccuping for over 9 months. Isn't
Oh,
that
qué horrible.
right,
Yes, that's
¿Cómo
right.
llevé tiempo por 9 meses? ¿Cómo sobreviví?
Tell us, what brought all this on?
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, Jeremy, to be totally frank with you. So I was watching
Pero
your show
weón, ¿cómo te
and
podí?
news about the election, and it hasn't stopped since.
Fascinating stuff. Also here is Frankie Steampipe, and perhaps you could explain to us exactly what your physiological foreboil is.
I'm here to say it's high time people like me were respected. We're constantly overlooked in the workplace, we're whispered about on buses, and we're asked politely to leave children's birthday parties. And it's disgusting. I'm sorry, my bowels have comic timing.
And finally, I'm joined by a man who answers every question honestly, even when it isn't aimed at him. How do you cope with that, Mr. Truman?
With a combination of booze, self-hatred,
Excelente.
and pornography.
Is that?
Not according to my therapist.
Well, in that case, let's speak to Rose. Tell me, how does the hiccuping impact you?
I get shushed a lot, which is hard. At work, they've asked me to stop answering the phone.
Obvio.
It's really affected my confidence.
Well, I find it really fucking irritating.
People tend to believe your story?
Fuck no.
Actually, I've been surprised at how much support I've received.
And Frankie, why
¿Qué está pasando, güey?
Because my wife left me, and I was hoping
Excelente.
to win her back.
We've started a group for people with ailments deemed broadly comical by society. It's called Take Us Seriously.
That's right. And we
Chucha, entre uno que lo mandó a la chucha, la señora aquí.
Bunch of fucking losers.
It's just us so far.
And how much success have you had?
Well, we've seen some real positive changes.
I don't want to toot my own
Sabes que yo, Jeremy me representa, güey.
Shit all. Not a single person come to our fun run, and all of our leaflets fell in the canal.
Huh. Well, Miss Piercy, some people are saying your condition was actually caused by the shocking events of that night. What do you think?
Come down, Mr. Donaldson, that's absolute rubbish.
What it'd be like to have a pair of tits.
Could you? I'm sorry, it's very hot. What was I thinking?
That you're a team fuck puppet?
No.
Or a sellout cunt?
Apologies. Just a reminder that he can't help it. And hey, if this isn't live television, then what is it?
Fuckfest of propaganda masquerading as journalism.
Right!
Puta, todo el mundo se está cagando, what the fuck.
How can the viewers get involved with your cause?
Yes, we're holding a sponsored run in Capital Park next weekend. It's called the No Smiles 13 Miles.
No, it's called the No Laugh Half. What did I say before the show?
That it was the team pulling Jeremy Donaldson's strings.
No, I didn't say.
Well, we may have to end that there, unfortunately. What a harmless bit of fun.
Steady on!
This is exactly what I'm talking about. We demand respect.
Yes, well,
Pero, weón.
I'll be talking to Professor Pumpkin. A ginger tabby with a world-class pair of penalty paws. Is that really necessary?
No, it isn't. Let go.
Not you.
Unhand him at once.
It's enough.
¿Qué pasó, güey? What the fuck? ¿Qué está pasando? Oh, oh, se canta la cagada.
Alex, don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare cut to the ads before I tell you to. Now, you in the broadcast centre, Bonesman's little scapegoat, you listen to me. You cut to the ads before I tell you to, and I will kill every single person
Oh,
in this
shit.
studio. I am thinking about what I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for a long time.
Dígame, por favor.
Christ, it's so fucking hot in here. Do you remember when we used to do the real news? Before it was all lottery winners and bloody cat football? We are on the brinks of a siege, the likes of which the world hasn't seen in hundreds of years. The enemy is at the gates, and I'm stuck here talking to these three fucking idiots.
Tienes razón. Está bien, daría harto.
You three, get the fuck out of my studio. Go on, now, go, before I change my mind. Jenny, lock the doors. Lock the doors.
Yes, Jeremy.
Now. Good. Yes. Now.
Hostia, Jeremy.
You in the broadcast centre.
Yo, sí, hola.
You listen to me. You pay attention.
Sí.
Now, I'm sure you've already loaded up exactly what you're going to play in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
Look to your right. Yes, really. Look to your right. There is a VHS tape, and I want you to load it into one of the machines, and when I say so, and not before, you play it.
Okay.
Got about 15 seconds, so I wouldn't waste any time. Now, all cameras.
Okay.
This station does not negotiate with terrorists. I hope I've made myself clear. You seem to know what to do.
Every single thing that comes out of this studio is
Okay.
either one-sided or banal. We're going to show the other side for me.
Okay.
A bit of fucking balance. Like the good old days.
Okay.
Alex, play the fucking tape. Now, I don't want to hurt any of you.
Okay.
If I see anything I don't like, I will not hesitate to start.
Pues esta gente que está... A ver, cállate. Hay gente que se está tratando de morir, weón. O sea, que puede que los mate. No jodas. Hostia, somos... Ok, tengo que subirle esto.
Resistance. It's time you knew the truth. You know Advance are lying to you.
Obviamente.
You know the elderly are not a burden.
Obviamente.
You know the rich were not all evil.
Ajá.
You know the team membership card is an ID card.
Sí.
No matter what they try to tell you.
Sí, sí.
But why should you trust us?
Esta sección sí.
The faceless organization.
La otra sí.
A shadowy figure.
Obviamente no voy a hacer caso a Alex. O sea, perdón, a Jeremy. No. Está bien, ¿no?
This is not a movie.
Gracias por no beber de todo, le madre, joder. Hostia.
My name is Alan James.
Bueno, pues ya viste
I try and
todo.
shock people for a living, for entertainment.
Igual esto va a quedar subido,
Now
así
we
que
live in a time
lo podéis ver después.
perhaps you need to be shocked. Perhaps we need to wake up. Advance are coming for our freedoms. They're coming for the fruits of our labours. They will take our wealth.
Okay.
They will euthanize our parents, and smiling throughout. They will turn our children against us if we voice our concerns.
Okay.
How long?
Jeremy, please.
How long?
17 seconds.
Okay.
And the studio doors are all still locked?
Yes. So what now?
I don't know.
Joder.
This wasn't what I planned.
Ya veré todo
I
en
mean, some
eso.
of it was. I had a speech, look. But this was
Estamos al aire, Jerry.
So what now?
Este es el Vega del libro y el del teatro, si no lo recordé. Sí, sí, sí.
your day off.
God, please, don't do any more stupid things today.
How long?
You already lied.
Welcome back to National Nightly News. Joining me unexpectedly for what I very much imagine will be my last broadcast are two new guests.
Podría haberlos matado, hermano.
Jenny works here at the National Nightly News and is someone I consider
A friend.
well, a friend. And next to her is what's your name?
Andy.
Andy's the policeman. Only we don't call him that anymore. He's a community cohesion official.
Officer.
Sorry?
It's community cohesion officer, CCO.
And how's that for you, Andy? Being rebranded?
It's good. It's not about confrontation anymore. You know, the force had its fair share of problems. The team doesn't have as many.
But it still has some.
I couldn't say.
Couldn't or wouldn't?
I
Right.
don't know what you want me to say.
Christ, you're fucking useless, aren't you? We'll come back to you later. Jenny?
I don't want to be on the news, Jeremy.
Okay.
That's perfectly understandable. We'd want to do this.
En realidad.
Jenny, why did you join the National Nightly News team?
Hola.
I always wanted to work in news.
Yes, but why specifically this program? The National Nightly News.
Ah, te vamos a la caga.
Everyone trusted. Is. Do you really want to quibble semantics at gunpoint?
Is there something else you'd rather discuss?
A ver.
There's a great big Alan James-sized elephant in the room.
Ale, si llegáis tarde no te voy a decir. Llegaste súper tarde. El juego que tenía antes, así que llegaste terrible tarde.
It's about the message, not the message.
Ha pasado caleta, wey.
No. I didn't know. The people I met were...
Va a quedar resubido, lo podéis ver después.
I didn't know it was Alan James.
I'm sorry, but seriously.
Voy a ver el voz después.
King James, you're flushing your life down the toilet for... God, I love you, Jeremy, but...
He's a good speaker. He's popular in the country.
Not right.
Look, forget Alan James. There is still something deeply wrong. And you know it, Jenny. And you know it, Andy. And you.
Sí.
You know it too.
Sí.
Meanwhile, I'm interviewing a guest who stinks of shit.
Sí.
Patrick is paddling about in shit. And Robin is literally interviewing someone who collects the fucking stuff.
Sí.
I mean, it's not sophisticated, but what a metaphor. We are sleepwalking our way into oppression, and the news isn't saying anything.
Sí. ¿Estás de acuerdo?
Not saying anything.
Ajá.
Alan fucking James.
What are all those scientists working on at Grantham Downs? What are they testing underground at Altergrave? Andy, your turn. Make yourself fucking useful. How many people have you brought in for consultations just because they weren't carrying or didn't have team membership cards?
Well, there's other forms of identification that we will accept.
For how long?
Joder, está la caga, wey.
Why do you need these?
Para tener a la gente, wey.
Not really help when it's offered at gunpoint, is it, Andy? Let me demonstrate it for you. Let me help you.
No, no dispare.
These cards are my notes on it, and you'll probably digest a fact. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it, Andy? Knowing a fact?
What? I don't understand.
Do you want my help,
Yes,
Andy?
yes, whatever you say, yes.
Security are here, Jeremy.
Eat it.
What?
Eat the fucking news, Andy, or I'll force it down your fucking throat.
Jeremy, stop.
Go on.
Really?
Eat it.
Ay, tío, un pedazo de papel, la wea, voy a cogértela.
They will kill you. Please, don't make me watch that.
¡Puta madre! Jeremy, cálmate. Estoy tensa.
Of course. You're right. Sorry. Sorry, everyone.
Suelta el arma.
You can put the card down now, Andy.
Suelta el arma. Suelta el arma.
You can go now. You too, Jenny. Fuck off over there.
Bien.
They're nearly done. All cameras on me. This new regime of ours is so seductive.
Ajá.
I understand that. But before we all hand off our freedoms, should we ask to whom we're handing them over? Don't you want to know what's being done in your name? How many people were transitioned last month? A record high. Again. If you
Pues si se nota que está la cagada, por mano.
Shouldn't someone ask Advance how they plan to deal with this blockade? How many years or months of supplies we have?
Claro.
Why aren't we asking these questions instead of Who shit is this? There's a cat backstage dressed as a fucking goalie, for Christ's sake. He's even got the little gloves.
¿Por qué chucha debería un gato, güey? Es que tiene razón, por mano.
That's why I arranged for you to see that broadcast.
Ya, justo cuando han secuestrado a todos los estudios. Jeremy me encanta conversar. Bueno, también me gusta mucho Jeremy. Creo que es el más entretenido de todos, el más interesante.
We are all up Ship Creek with a paddle made of Alan fucking James. Christ, it's also fucking pointless. I was gonna quit tonight. Take a holiday. Try something else.
Podría ir, po.
Maybe try having a relationship. I hear they're nice. Never tried. I loved them. And now, well...
God, Jeremy, don't!
I've tried my best to be honest with
No,
you.
no,
This just
no.
isn't anymore.
Jeremy.
And I'm sorry. I've lost this fight.
Alex, think of the consequences.
Please, we can't show this cut to the ad.
¡Hostia! Oh. Que está buena esta weá. Sí, además le tenés for the new room, introduce disrupts. Hostia, el martes se trae a Brighton, de los 6. Che, tu madre. Ha recibido una modificación de dinero actual. Hay poco que no puedo hacer. Permitir, probablemente me la quiten y me pongan un poco. Puedes permitírtelo todo. What? Hermano. Qué buen capítulo. Este está muy bueno, güey. Este capítulo está muy bueno. Ok, no voy a seguir aquí. Tenía pensado mandarme a cambiar, pero no sé si quieren hacer algo más.